altcoins are getting decimated. Over $25 billion has already flown out of altcoins in October, and it's only been a couple of weeks to start off this month. Where will this bleeding stop? How much lower can altcoins go? We're going to cover that off and a lot more. Of course, Bitcoin here showing signs of struggle, right? If you jump on here onto the daily chart on Bitcoin, you guys can see we've lost our daily EMA ribbon. We are breaking down from the purple ascending channel, and now we look towards support. You can see Bitcoin trying to stop the bleeding here, but really major support doesn't come in until 26.2 and at the bottom of the channel at 25. Those are the two key levels I'm monitoring right now on Bitcoin, and it's not looking great, right, guys? In this, we've also got the backdrop of what could be a big head and shoulders pattern playing out here, which we do not want to play out here. That could be a big move to the downside, getting us closer to 22, 20, and even 19.5K on Bitcoin. Things aren't looking great, but you know what? Things are looking even worse here for altcoins. If we jump onto Total 2 here, which of course excludes Bitcoin, you can see that there's been a lot of money flowing out this month here on Bitcoin. Look at this candlestick here. Big fall here, down 4.8% here in October. That is showing that money's flowing out. And if you look, we're in this channel, right? We're in this channel here. I'm going to switch over to the weekly so you can see a little bit clearer. We're in this downward channel here on Total 2 where money's just leaking out of the crypto markets. And some altcoins, for example, Polkadot, are now forming new lows. Look at Polkadot completely bleeding here, now going back to prices not seen since 2020. Crazy pain here for certain altcoins, and it doesn't seem to be letting off. And you guys shouldn't be surprised by this, right? If you follow this content, if you watch what we've been creating here on this channel, you guys know that in the depths of a bear market, people look to rotate risk off. And when they rotate risk off, what do? They do not want to be in risky plays. They don't want to be in low cap altcoins. They're the final to get smashed. They get smashed more and more than anything else. But when they do have their crazy pumps, that's where you benefit. And that's why I'm always very pragmatic in terms of building my portfolio. I always remind you guys to eat your veg. The people who are feeling so painful right now here in this crypto market are not really those holding Bitcoin. Because if your portfolio had a sensible amount of Bitcoin, you're sitting here looking at this price action here at 26.8, even with a powerful week to the downside here that we've seen post the conflicts in the Middle East and the horrible inflation figures as well. You're sitting pretty tight, right? You're sitting here at 26.8, and if you look at the fear and greed index, 44 is not crazy. There's nowhere near extreme fear. This market is okay. The reason you're feeling pain is because you know you're a degen, right? You know that you've kind of loaded up too much on some of those risky altcoins. And look, we all love a good altcoin. We know they've got the pumpability. We know in a bull market, that's what's going to give you the outsized return and change your life. We understand that. But at the same time, you've got to remind yourself, and hopefully these kind of moments remind you to hold some Bitcoin. That's going to provide you that stability, that anchor in your portfolio that gives you confidence when the market's rotating red. At least it's not bleeding completely, right? Whereas if you just have a couple of small altcoin gems, you're going to get hurt disproportionately. Now, of course, hold up, guys. If you're looking to actively trade and you're not in our free Telegram group, Ijaz.uk/TG, make sure you're in there. I share free trade alerts plus TA setups of exactly how I trade altcoins and profit successfully. Also, there is a VIP group where you get regular VIP trade alerts with the exact trades I'm taking. So definitely check that out. Ijaz.uk/TG. I'll see you on the inside. If your risk tolerance is different and you're okay with 99% retracements on certain altcoins and you really don't care, you've got conviction for those altcoins, you're going to hold to the next bull run, then you're not going to feel it as much, right? But if you're somebody that's sitting there going, I wish I had some Bitcoin, this will be a reminder for you to get that Bitcoin topped up. Now, if you look at the US markets here today, they're kind of opening up a little bit flat here on the pre-market as we wait for some earnings, okay? So already you got the big banks coming out with their earnings to kick off the third quarter earnings, and this is going to be the main theme now going into next week. The previous week we had was all about the jobs figures. They surprised us. We then had the CPI inflation and PPI inflation. This week, they came in really hot. Markets are still, ironically here, pretty convinced, right? 90% here convinced that we're going to get a pause, which is surprising given that we got horrible data. So almost what we're getting here is that the market is saying, you know what? The Fed is done. The Fed is done. They're not going to rate hike here in November. They might do one in December. But we think they're done. We think they're just jawboning us, getting us to tighten financial conditions for them so they don't have to do another rate hike. But I'm still a little bit concerned. Those inflation figures are still producing a little bit of tension in me that inflation could be entrenched. There could be, 4%, 3.5% core inflation remaining there that the Fed is struggling to battle. And if they are struggling, maybe they're going to have to go higher and definitely probably stay higher for longer. And that's the main theme why we're seeing the dollar index continue to have a powerful move here to the upside. Now, of course, when these markets have been down for so long, when they've been decimated for so long, when Bitcoin dominance has had so many weeks here to the upside, I mean, look at this insane movement on Bitcoin dominance here to the upside. Dollar index, insane movement to the upside. Risk firmly rotating off here over the last couple of months. You almost forget what it feels like to see pumps in the market. So I want you guys to still remember that when this market decides to pump, it can pump powerfully. And you guys have to make sure that you're in the positions which you want to hold going into the next bull run. If you've sat here throughout this bear market, throughout the opportunities where Bitcoin has been up and Bitcoin's been down, and you've not managed to build the portfolio that you want, you need to ask yourself, why are you procrastinating? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a perfect point at 24.8 for Bitcoin to accumulate? Whether you accumulate now or you accumulate at 25, is it going to make a difference if your thesis is that Bitcoin's easily going to get to all-time highs at 69,000 and then go onwards up towards 100,000, up towards here, right? Because if that's your thesis, are you really going to complain about where your entry points are? No, you just want to get as much as possible, right? And that's what I'm focused on doing right now, is get my cash flow streams up, make sure I can invest as much excess income as possible into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and my favorite altcoins. And that's what I'm focused on right now. Whilst everybody else is complaining, whilst everybody else is whining, I just want to be putting in the work now, because when the bull market comes and everybody's feeling euphoric and really excited and buying into Bitcoin and foaming into Bitcoin, I'm not going to be making any DCA buys. I'm not going to be making too many DC buys chasing green candles. It's going to be quite boring, because I'm going to say to you guys, no, I'm not buying the green candle. I'm not buying. It's going to be frustrating, because we're going to want to buy. We're going to want to FOMO in, but that's why I'm so strict on making sure I'm doing my buying now. When the markets are not interested, when an Uber driver doesn't care about Bitcoin, when nobody's talking about Bitcoin anymore, viewership is down, interest is down, Google searches is down, volume is down, that's when I want to be getting to work, because people are forgetting about crypto. And that's beautiful, because when people forget, and they forget for a long enough period, it makes the next bull run all that more exciting. And that's what I'm getting excited for. When we finished that last bull run, I was thinking there's no way that people are going to hate on Bitcoin again. They're never going to rule it out, right? They've ruled it out so many times, and Bitcoin just rises like a phoenix and rose all the way to 69,000. People can't be that silly, can they? Surely not. They can't be that silly that they're gonna disregard Bitcoin again and fall for it again. Well, guess what, guys? They're falling for it again. They're falling for it again. They're sat there thinking that Bitcoin will not go on another bull run. Bitcoin's going to collapse. You're seeing the naysayers come out and say Bitcoin's worthless. It's going to go to 15,000, 16. It's not. Guys, this thing, when it goes for its almighty bull run, is going to tear faces off. And the fact that people are forgetting again, it's going to make it all that more sweeter and increase the pumpability to the upside. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, of course, when you look at the bubbles, you look at altcoins, things are getting decimated. I mean, if you look at this Loom token here, look at this Loom token, guys. Is this pumping simply because Loom, the software, got acquired? I mean, this is the crypto market we got now. It's so bored looking for things to pump, and we're just not getting that much pumpability in major projects. Now, for me, I need to keep reminding myself that I want to be invested in good projects. It's very hard in this type of market, right? Because everything is retraced. I just want to remind myself, what are the projects with good fundamentals, which I believe in, which I want to hold, and which, more importantly, I want to stay away from. And if you're interested in that, check out this video here for which coins I want to add and which coins I'm staying away from. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.